Welcome to Great Chefs of the World, a culinary survey featuring premier chefs from around the globe.
The first course this time is from Vienna, Austria. Marcel Vanek offers warmed river crawfish served on arugula with a dried tomato, lime, and olive oil dressing. Then the main course is served in Paris. Alain Passard presents what he calls swamp duck, featuring some typically Oriental ingredients like sesame oil and miso paste. Finally, dessert is prepared in Florence, Italy. Attilio di Fabrizio does a colorful Napoleon with puff pastry separating layers of raspberry and pastry cream. Marcel Vanek became head chef at the Vienna Hilton in 1998. Born in Villach in the province of Carinthia, he apprenticed at the Goldene Hirsch at Salzburg. Then he worked in Oslo, Belgium, and Germany at the Berlin Hilton. His appetizer is river crawfish with arugula and dried tomatoes. The crawfish have already been cooked in a broth containing onions, yellow carrots, dill, herbs, and scallions.
Und Kräutern.
The crawfish were boiled for 5 or 6 minutes.
Die Krebse werden ins kochende Wasser, lebend ins kochende Wasser gegeben und so circa 5-6 Minuten geköchelt. Krebse
He says he will now begin a lime tomato vinaigrette.
bereiten wir die Tomaten-Limetten-Vinaigrette zu. Dazu brauchen wir frische Limetten, ein bisschen rollen. So. Ups, was schon passiert.
He adds reduced crawfish stock and seasons with salt and pepper.
Ja. Dann würzen wir das Ganze mit ein bisschen Pfeffer, ein bisschen Salz und ein Spritzer Kräuteressig.
Then some white vinegar.
Und in der Zwischenzeit
In addition, minced dried tomatoes are added. He says you could do this yourself in the oven or buy them.
Dose. Wichtig ist, beste Qualität zu kaufen, da ansonsten die Schale zu zäh ist. So.
In addition to the dried tomatoes which go into the vinaigrette, fresh tab cherry tomatoes will garnish. The crawfish heads are removed and the tails shelled.
Das ist Garnitur oder dann für eine Krebsensuppe verwenden. So, zieht den Darm raus. Dann legt man es in eine kleine Schüssel. Für den Teller.
One whole crawfish is retained for garnish. The peeled tails, although previously cooked, will be warmed through in crawfish stock.
Pfanne geben. Und noch mit ein bisschen Krebsenfond wärmen werden.
While the crawfish heat, the vinaigrette is brought to a boil.
Deswegen machen wir jetzt fertig. Lassen wir einmal kurz aufkochen. Geht das Ganze dann
It's finished with olive oil. The crawfish will be presented with arugula, which the chef says he prefers to any other green.
Wortwelch. So der bleibt länger resch. Und wenn man
The chef at Restaurant L'Arpège in Paris is Alain Passard. Through the 80s and 90s, Michelin stars seem to follow him in various restaurants, mainly in Paris. In addition to chefing, he also writes a regular food column in Figaro. His entree is Breton swamp duck with coffee, ginger, and miso paste. The chef begins by describing the duck which has already been roasted. Translator Marc Cosnard de Closet.
This is a strangled Breton swamp duck from the Vendée region. The reason we strangle the duck is to keep all the juices inside it while it's cooking, which tenderizes it and keeps it moist.
voilà.
Donc le canard a été cuit à la broche ou rôti au four. Et ensuite, sur la plaque, je vais le parfumer au miel, à la pâte de soja et au café.
So this duck has either been oven roasted or spit roasted, and I'm going to put it in the pan and flavor it with honey, miso paste, and coffee.
Miso paste, often used in Japanese cooking, is made from fermented soybeans.
Il faut bien l'enduire.
I coat it very well with the miso paste and the honey.
et je vais l'arroser d'une cuillère à soupe de très bon café.
And I'm going to baste it with a tablespoon of very good coffee.
Donc ce canard,
This duck weighs about 2 kilos, which is about 4.5 pounds, and was put in an oven at 180 degrees centigrade for an hour and 10 minutes. If you spit roast it, you want to leave it for an hour 10 or an hour 15 minutes. So to garnish this, we're going to use green apple and peanuts and a fondue of onions, lemon, ginger, and mint.
avec un mélange de menthe, de citron et de gingembre. Alors, les pommes sont coupées en quartiers.
We quarter the apples.
Et nous allons les faire sauter au beurre salé.
We quarter the apples and we saute them in salted butter.
Et même chose pour les oignons.
And we do the same thing with the onions.
De sel.
We season the duck with fleur de sel.
Fleur de sel is the expensive salt that's actually harvested off the French coast.
Je vais ajouter les cacahuètes dans les pommes.
I'm going to add some peanuts to the apples.
Alors bien les faire dorer.
And make sure they brown.
Présentation du canard sur un plat de service.
We're going to put this on a service plate.
Un peu d'huile de sésame.
And we drip a little bit of sesame oil on top.
Je vais ajouter mon petit mélange menthe.
Now add my mint, ginger, and lemon peel mix.
Un peu de fleur de sel dans les oignons,
Season the onions with some fleur de sel,
sur les pommes,
and the apples also with fleur de sel.
voilà notre canard
Here we have
à la pâte de soja et café.
our swamp duck in miso paste and coffee.
The fancy Villa San Michele, overlooking Florence, features the cuisine of Attilio di Fabrizio. He says he got into cooking through necessity, but soon developed a passion for it. He says that he's inspired by great ingredients and fantasy. His dessert is very real. It's a puff pastry Napoleon. Again, translator Marc Cosnard de Closet.
Questa è la pasta
This is
sfoglia.
some puff pastry, which you can buy.
Qui abbiamo gli ingredienti per la crema pasticcera.
These are the ingredients for
latte,
pastry cream, milk,
zucchero,
sugar,
farina,
flour,
uova.
eggs.
Poi abbiamo i lamponi
And then we have some raspberries
sia per fare i coulis di frutta.
to make a raspberry coulis.
Quello finito.
The chef rolls out the puff pastry.
Anche qui ci va messa sempre della farina per evitare che si attacchi.
I'm going to continue spreading flour on the dough so it doesn't stick to the rolling pin.
Una volta tirata la sfoglia va bucata.
Now that it's rolled out, we want to score the surface of it to prevent it from rising too much while it
Per
bakes.
evitare che faccia le bolle quando si Una volta fatto questo lavoro
Now that this is ready,
va passata in forno per 5 minuti.
put this for 5 minutes in the oven. 200 degrees centigrade.
Poi si spolvera di zucchero a velo.
We'll put some confectionery sugar in order to glaze it.
Finita di cuocere in forno finché la parte superiore non diventa caramellata.
And we have to be careful when we're cooking it in the oven. We don't want it to caramelize on the top. Just want it to have a nice glaze.
Ossia come questa qui.
This is what it should look like when it's finished.
The pastry cream is started by combining egg yolks and sugar.
Aggiungiamo anche la farina.
Then add the flour.
Una volta che il latte bolle, lo mettiamo dove abbiamo messo il rosso d'uovo e lo zucchero.
Now that our milk is boiled, we add it to our flour, sugar, and egg yolk mixture.
This is hot milk.
Mix it well.
Poi si rimette sul fuoco e si lascia cuocere per 5-6 minuti.
And let it cook for 5 or 6 minutes.
Giusto?
Now that it's at the right consistency, it's been boiling, it's thickened.
Mettiamo a raffreddare.
And we put it in a plate to cool off a little bit.
Rounds of the puff pastry are cut. Fresh raspberries are put on the edge of 2 discs. The cooled pastry cream.
Riempiendo il vuoto.
Fill the center of each round to the top.
Poi la componiamo una sull'altra.
And then place one on top of the other.
La chiudiamo con quella vuota.
And put the third round on top.
The plate is decorated with raspberry puree highlighted with yogurt.